In this video, we are going over how to take advantage of the Great Awakening. The year of 2020 by many is being labeled the year of the Great Awakening. We've definitely gone through some before, but we can see how some of the things that have transpired have definitely led to more and more people awakening. And I want to really go over how, as this energy is really starting to bubble up and starting to build momentum, as it has been all of this year, how to take advantage of that to grow, to increase your awareness, and many other things. That's coming up next. Hi there, welcome to HeartSpace. My name is Dave. If you're new to this channel where we are producing videos almost every single day from my heart to yours to help you live life more in your way. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss any of the videos that we produce. Now again, in this video, I want to go over some of the things you can do during this incredible time. During this time where so many truths are coming out, people's true intentions are being revealed, the energy that people are truly in is coming to the surface. And not only is it a great awakening, but almost like a great polarization, where you're seeing people who may have claimed to be for one thing, but totally in their inner world were for something completely different. Where you may have even noticed this with people that you know. And you may have noticed some things coming up for you, being drawn to certain things as well. And so we're just going to be going over 3 things that I believe you can do in order to take advantage of this collective energy. Because what's so unique about the Great Awakening is you can always awaken. There is no set time in which you can become more aware, awaken more to what you truly are and all these different things. But because of how palpable the energy is on a collective level at the moment, it just makes it easier to tap into and can lead to more or faster results. So let's get into the very first thing you can do. So the first thing we have to understand, this is a great time to move into higher level emotions like love and peace and joy over things like anger, jealousy, shame, and guilt. And so one thing you can really start to do during this Great Awakening and really have this, again, momentum of this incredible collective energy help you with is to transcend your old story. You see, a lot of people, so many things are being kicked up. So many identities, so many old stories that have been controlling their lives are being put into the light, so to speak. They're being shined on. Now, and there's going to be 2 responses to this. There is going to be the kicking and thrashing and really letting your old story just beat you up and keep you there. And you see a lot of people popping, so to speak, who are just losing their minds almost during this period. And then there's also the opportunity to confront this old story, to disidentify from it or disassociate from it and understand that it's not you, and to move more into what you really are, or re-identify yourself as someone that serves you way more. And so you may have actually, especially during this time, had more of your old story coming up time and time again, really coming up and maybe even pushing it down, as a lot of people try and do. And some people have done that to the point where they can't anymore and it just comes out in maybe crazy, crazy ways. This energy, just because you can't see it, doesn't mean it's not there. And the more you suppress it, the more it's just going to keep trying to come up, get out, find an outlet to release or whatever else it is. And so right now is a great time to do things that are going to help you to transcend an old story that is more of an energetic anchor for you, that is keeping you in old patterns and old belief systems and an old identity that's not serving you, and that the universe is trying to move you onto a pathway where that identity doesn't exist, where that old story is just not going to be able to serve you on that path. A lot of limiting belief systems are coming to the surface to be looked at, to have, again, the light shined on them. And some people, they're going to try and push them down, but this is a great time, again, to transcend it. And again, many ways in order to do this is to practice things like breathing exercises, meditation, really looking at these thoughts that are coming up and asking, is this even me? Is this thought even true? This old story I keep telling myself, is it true? Or is it just a story I've told myself? And to be able to honestly look at these things and actually critique them and actually ask them to be honest with you, actually bring them into the light and to reveal what they truly are, can do just a world of good for you. And because, again, there's a lot of people collectively going through this right now. There are a lot of individuals at the same time going through similar transformations or similar confrontations of their old stories. It actually is a really great time for you to also transcend anything that's not serving you right now, or that you've been looking to move on from for a very long time. A lot of people during this period of the Great Awakening are doing this. And it's a great time for you to also tap into that, to use that momentum that a lot of people are doing collectively. in your own individual life. So that's number one. Let's move on to the next one. So following up from that previous one of transcending your old story, we're going to talk about connecting to what you actually are, to what you truly are. Because one of the things your old story convinces you of is that you're limited, that you're just a person, you're a human being, you're just a physical form, and you're nothing more. There's no spiritual aspect to you. There's nothing more than just this physical existence that you see everywhere, which of course is easily proven to not be true. You know, we know that there's an energetic realm. We know that there's a metaphysical. And so your old story will usually try and convince you that you are nothing more than a physical meat suit, that you are nothing more than a person kind of just fumbling around in a physical reality, unable, not knowing what to do, that you're limited, that you are whatever the label is that you give yourself. Maybe it's, I'm not smart enough, I don't have enough money, I'm not abundant, this isn't for me. All these limiting belief systems, even things that you may have thought served you at one point in time, but in reality are actually limiting. For example, I used to see myself as an athlete. Now, that's still a part of me in the sense that I still like to play sports and I still like to work out and do these kinds of things. But I know that what I am is way beyond just the scope of an athlete. But I used to identify so heavily with that identification, with that story of me as the athlete, that it actually crippled me. It prevented me from exploring beyond, the limits of what that was or how I identified that. And when I was able to look at, no, this is just something that I do, it's not something that I am. When I was able to do that, it connected me more to what I actually am, what I really am connected to. And so this is a great time, again, as you're transcending these old stories, to actually connect with what you truly are. And in my eyes, that is a divine, co-creative, infinite being. You are connected directly to the universe, to God. That is inside of you. And when you do things like meditate, when you take time for yourself to actually connect with what you truly are, when you get rid of the noise, when you get out into nature, when you practice these things and make rituals of them, you can't help but connect to what you truly are. And again, because this is happening on a collective level throughout the planet right now, because so many people are waking up, so many people are becoming aware of the old story of not just themselves individually, but socially, the conditioning that we've all been convinced of. Collectively, what we've been convinced of and brainwashed into. So many people are becoming aware of the truth on many different levels. We can even get into how this is manifesting itself in very big entities like the government, and we can get into all these other things, which we're not going to get into in this video, but some of you may be aware of. And when you really start to become aware of this, and you start to realize a lot of the illusion of it, and how a lot of us have been brainwashed and convinced of something that is a mirage, the more you can start to connect with what actually is true and real. And so this is a perfect time, along with probably millions of people right now who are also doing this. I go onto social media sometimes and I'll watch certain videos, and the amount of people you can tell are starting to wake up, become aware of what they truly are, what is actually going on, is amazing. It's on almost everything I see that goes over topics like this. And it is so beautiful to see because more and more people are waking up. And when the whole planet is starting to move from that energy, going through that transition, it makes it easier for any individual that starts to even get the inclination that there's more out there, that there's something they haven't been told, that there's more to this. It gives them an easier pathway, an easier energy to hook into, to have those truths revealed to them. And so during this time, it is great to be able to connect with yourself. It is great to seek out similar energy that is going to help you become aware of more and more of what you are, what's really going on, and just greater truths. And so this is a great thing you can do to take advantage of this great awakening. Now, again, you can do this not during a collective great awakening like we're going through right now, but it only is made easier to actually do the work right now, to create the rituals, the practices that will help you tune into this energy. Because again, on a collective level, if it's happening, it's so much easier to tap into that energy because it's just growing more and more and more. There's so much momentum, so many individuals that are doing this, that it's just building. And so it's a great time to do that. Anyway, let's get into the last one. And so another really powerful one is to simply start to connect with other people who are experiencing similar things to you, in the sense that they are waking up, they're going through their own awakening, they are hooking into this energy, they are transcending old stories, and to really find your tribe of people. You know, we have a soul family. We have people we're more connected to. And a lot of times we'll stay connected to people based on just physical things, in the sense of we grew up with them, or in the sense of I've always been friends with this person or connected to this person, even if there's a mismatch of energy. And because of the Great Awakening, there has been a polarity. People who on the inside have been very negative for a very long time and have no plans of remedying this or changing this, they are most likely going to go really on the negative side from this Great Awakening. They're going to resist the Great Awakening. And then there are going to be people who are at the very least curious or want to see what this is all about, or have even for a while felt that there's something more, who will completely start to move in that direction. And there's going to be less and less people in the middle. There still will be, there always will be. There is no necessarily black or white. It's just much more powerful, this energy, which means it takes more to resist it if you're going to go into the negative aspects of things, and it takes less to hook into it, which makes it easier to continually expand, to continually see the truth, because it's just becoming more and more available. The energy is more and more potent, if that makes sense. And so this is an amazing time, especially if you struggle to find people who are doing or going down the path that you're going down. More and more of these people are popping up. More and more heart-based people are coming, are transforming. Or more and more people are moving more into their heart than their head. More and more people are awakening and seeing the truth than ever before. And because of that, this is a great time to take stock of who you give your energy to and to find that tribe. And in a day and age with social media and all these different things that connect us, it's a great way to start weeding out the energy, not just of people, but really of anything in your life that is causing you to not see the truth, or is censoring you, or is doing all of these different things, right? You know, have you ever had, and almost all of us have had this, a relationship, not necessarily romantic, but any kind of relationship, could be parental, could be a friend, could be anyone, where you knew you had to walk on eggshells around them, because if you even suggested something that was outside of their idea of how the world works, they would blow up. They would use emotional blackmail to make sure you never speak of those things. I mean, think of it this way. You know, so many people are divided on politics at the moment, especially in the States. You know, I know that if I started to even suggest certain things to certain people, you know, not even claiming them to be true, but even suggested that I don't agree with them in every aspect of their political views, they would blow up at me. And that is not relationships I choose to have. I will never, ever cultivate a relationship with someone who would blow up just because I have a different idea to them of how I see the world, or how I see truth, or whatever else it is. You know, I respect people who can do that calmly and say, well, I can't, you know, respectfully disagree, and that's fine. We don't need to agree on everything. But I'm sure you can relate to having had people in your life like that. And the biggest thing is, get rid of them, remove them. You are under no obligation to have those people in your life. And again, right now, people are very much showing their true colors. There's a very famous quote by Dr. Wayne Dyer. This has been coming up for me all the time. And I've been mentioning it in videos because it's so powerful. And it's this idea of when you squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. And he says, why is it when you squeeze an orange juice comes out? And he said, no, not because it's an orange, but because that's what's inside. And when you apply pressure to someone, when you stand up for, you bring something up, for example, you apply pressure to someone, which is not a bad thing to do. Set a boundary. You know, be a little assertive in standing up for yourself. And they react with anger or emotional manipulation or blackmail. That is what is inside of them. A lot of people will put up fronts to make it seem like that's not what's inside me, and then it will come out like that. Like you mentioned, oh, you know what? I believe this, and I believe in possibility, and they blow up. Oh, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. And they blow up. That's what's really going on within them. And for me, I don't like to actually make connections with people in this manner because it's just not a match. It's not how I choose to live my life. I don't like to be around people who pretend to be one thing on the surface and then inside is something completely going on. I choose not to be around people that I have to walk on eggshells around. I want always the freedom to be able to say how I feel, what I'm going through, my opinions on things. Even if someone disagrees with them, that's absolutely fine. No one has to agree with me. I'm not concerned about that. No one is ever going to agree with you 100% on everything that you think. But if you have people like that in your life, and these people, again, because of what's happening, are going to be almost making themselves known more and more and more, my advice, and again, it's just advice, you don't even have to take it, is to start weeding those people out and to start cultivating and giving more of your attention to the relationships that respect you, the relationships that help you cultivate your growth and theirs as well. People who encourage you to actually be better, to become better. You know, you are already divine, but in the sense of how you're living your human life, to be better. You know, you wouldn't want, if you were trying to get bigger and fitter, you wouldn't want to be around someone that discourages that. You know, that would actually prevent you probably, unless you have incredible willpower, from going. But when you have a workout buddy, for example, and someone who's all about that as well, what happens? It ends up encouraging you. You both motivate each other, all this different stuff. And that happens for almost every area. And so this is a great time to surround yourself with people, to find the people. Because again, everyone's showing their true colors now. They're popping, you know, what's inside is coming out. Everyone is being squeezed like the orange right now, and we're seeing what's coming out. We're seeing how people react to not being in control and it being very obvious that they're not. Like, that's always the case, but them reacting to that. We're seeing how people react to when others have different views, and more people are standing up for their views. They're not backing down and going like, you know what, I'm just not going to talk about this because this person might not like it. No, they're going, you know what, no. I'm going to be confident in what I believe and come and bring that forth. And if someone reacts negatively, that's not anything on me. That's what's going on inside them. But because of that, it allows you to now find your tribe. It allows you to find the people you're going to be able to grow with, where it's going to be a win-win-win situation for everyone, and to remove the people that don't serve you, it doesn't serve them, and it's just not a match. So anyway, those are 3 things that I recommend that everyone do during this period of the Great Awakening. There are many other things as well, like use this period to also expand your awareness, see what's really going on. Don't hide away from this. That's the biggest thing probably not to do, is hide away from it, stuff things down, you know, to give into fear and these lower, denser emotions, which a lot of people are, but a lot of people are not. A lot of people are waking up and they're becoming courageous. What a concept. So many more courageous people coming forward, which is beautiful to see. And courage is the catalyst to higher emotions like love and peace and joy and gratitude. But without courage, you never get there. And so many more people are stepping into that. And that's amazing to see. And again, those are the 3 things I recommend. Anyway, you can let me know some other things down below that you would recommend that people try and invite during this time of the Great Awakening. And again, even if you're watching this video and we're technically not through a period of a Great Awakening, you can still apply these things. You know, you don't have to wait for things to happen. We just happen to find ourselves in this situation. And so we might as well take advantage of it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate you being here, watching this, hopefully getting something from it. I love making these videos for you guys. As always, I love you, and I will see you in the next video.